Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, Patreon, and anything else. I usually go out on Twitter X. I did manage to yesterday only do the Death Stranding episode publishing there. Yeah, I went for a busy day, and I only reached at home way late at night, and I managed to do the publishing of that episode. Thursday will be the next episode. So for the moment, I will maintain two episodes per week. For now, but I've been managing here and there to record some episodes. Again, these are going to start getting like 2 hours plus in some instances. That's why I cannot record as many episodes because again, the longer the time, I cannot record more episodes there to publish at the moment more than two per week. Other than that, we got complete gameplay series here. If you want to check them out, very interesting and pretty good games overall. Yeah. Other than that, let's go for some news here. I'm not going to cover hardware. Again, my main thing is waiting for the 9060 XT reviews, official reviews. Again, get some rumors here and there of performance, but again, I want to wait until we can cover that more precisely there. Other than that, got an update regarding Elden Ring. Again, the numbers that we've been seeing here, even regarding players, which I didn't like the way they published that, is unit souls. So we got now 3.5 million unit souls during the weekend. And they announced that they are going to do some changes here and there. The again regarding the addition of the DLC relating releasing later this year. Sorry about my reading skills. New additions will be gradually implemented. They already did some hot fixes and the such. I think they had day one patch. I think they already launched in the meantime another patch there in terms of balancing the solo experience, if not mistaken. But yeah, they will include enhanced fights against Night Lords starting this month, as well dual expeditions at a later date. So they are going to basically officially launch like dual players instead of free, which is something interesting that they didn't delve into production, which is interesting. But yeah, they will eventually, I will assume before this DLC is launched, they will fine tune the experience for two players only expeditions. But in the meantime, suppose there is already a mod there for that until we can wait the official implementation here. But yeah, good to know that. Again, I've been seeing some guides. Facts of Life seemingly has some pretty decent guides there for each class and kind of overall beginner's guide for Nightreign if you want to try it out so you can have a better sense of how to play the game, let's say. Um, and you have better clues of how to get around and enjoy the mechanics that the game has to offer. But yeah, 3.5 million units sold in within 1 week. Yeah, it's pretty good. Again, this is kind of an experiment from software in terms of delving into co-op experimentation in terms of game mechanics by themselves. Again, I don't know if people were expecting kind of Elden Ring 1.5 kind of a thing there, but because there is a lot of assets there from Elden Ring and of course from other from software games. But yeah, this is more an experiment for them to start experimenting and fine tuning inside the studio co-op mechanics that can be implemented in like the big games that are going to launch in the meantime. And again, we got, as I mentioned, Dusk Blood. I think it's that the name of the game for that will be upcoming for Nintendo Switch 2 at the moment. I will assume it's an exclusive, timed exclusive game for that platform. That one is more focused on PvP with some elements of PvPvE, and some elements that has some co-op depending on what you want to achieve on that game. Again, it's kind of another experiment that they're trying to do, focused more on the PvE side of things. PvP side of things. But yeah, it's good to see that again they want to ramp up their game regarding like to a certain degree these kind of mechanics that might or not be implemented on other games that they're going to launch there, which is very interesting. Then you got, I think yesterday, IO Interactive, the guys from the, how do they call it? The, Jesus, the Assassins game. Oh my God. I forget about how the game is called. They are very well known for the assassination games there. Jesus Christ. I completely forgot. I got a blank. My brain farted there for a moment. Again, I'm not sure how the game is called, the IP that they usually work on. It's not even here on the article, at least that I'm seeing here. But yeah, we know that they were working on a 007 game. We got the first tease, which is First Light. At least we got the title there. Supposedly it's going to be uh, James Bond origin story, with the twist there. Again, it's not going to be the. Again, I don't know what it's going to be, but given the fact that they usually, in terms of games that they are developing, I think we're going to have probably a very interesting idea of how to do a James Bond game. But yeah, again, I cannot. Yeah, I completely forgot what the name. Hitman. Jesus, it's here. The Hitman franchise. They are very well known for that. I think we're going to have like a James Bond rising up to get the status of double O by doing certain missions. Again, usually it's open sandbox kind of areas to do the missions as you feel like it. So you got several ways of doing and going about doing those missions. But yeah, hopefully we'll get more information supposedly on Summer's Games Fest. So we are not that far. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Hopefully it's a good game, given that for the foreseeable future we'll not have any kind of James Bond's movies or any kind of other games. Again, it's been a while since we had a James Bond game, so we'll have to wait and see. Then a little bit of ramp up on the Resident Evil rumor side of things for Resident Evil 9. They've been ramping up. I've been trying to cover the best I can here, but then again, this is all rumors. Um, we got this column, which continues on reaffirming that the buzz that he's been hearing about, probably there is a pretty good chance, or at least is 95 positive certainty that the Resident Evil 9 will be revealed at Summer Game Fest. But again, it's all about rumors. Again, we don't know exactly how the game. Again, supposedly they are trying to not reinvent the wheel there, but I don't know, introduce some interesting mechanics on Resident Evil 9. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes, if it's going to be announced at Summer Game Fest or not. This year has been pretty busy in terms of good launches and interesting announcements. Hopefully, Resident Evil 9 will catch some interest, and hopefully, it's going to be a good game. And let's see if we got at least a tease for Summer Games Fest, so we have a better idea what to expect from this franchise here. Then we got good news. Tango Gameworks office reopens in Tokyo, if not mistaken, and they are already now recruiting for staff for now an unannounced action game. Again, this was from a deal between Krafton and Microsoft after the acquisition of Bethesda and all the studios behind Bethesda and two, not 2K, Bethesda Softworks. Again, all those studios there, they managed to acquire Tango Gameworks. Again, I'm not sure. I don't remember if they managed to get the IPs that Tango Gameworks was working. I will have to assume they only managed to do with Hi-Fi Rush. Again, I'm not sure. But yeah, similarly, they are not. Again, given that it's an unannounced action game, I'm not sure if it's going to be a follow up there, or is there. I don't know if they're going to tweak some of the ideas that they have for the projects that they were working before being shut down. We'll see. But then it's good news that they are reopening the offices. They are looking for a lot of positions here. You can see here that this is a lot of positions here. Supposedly they want to do games in Unreal Engine, which again it's a better engine to a certain degree with regarding the game engine that we're using for the Evil Within 2 specifically. It was not a bad engine, but I think they lack a little bit of optimizations there. Hopefully, we will have something good announced probably during this year. But I don't feel that comfortable that, again, given that they basically just opened the offices, I will assume maybe next year we'll have something in terms of an announcements, maybe a teaser or an image or something like that on something that they might be working on. Hopefully they can. I really enjoyed to a certain degree the Evil Within franchise. I think they had some good concepts there and themes they were trying to explore. Hopefully they can delve into something similar in the horror genre. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they are cooking regarding the game that they are working here, this action game there. And then lastly, we got here Hellas Us. Again, I covered the specs for this game. Um, yeah, we saw the average thing here, 4K 40 FPS. Supposedly, this has upscaling active for a 4090 or a 7900 XTX. Again, it's this is an Unreal Engine game, but yeah, it seems not very well optimized. Again, given the target frame rates and resolutions and the hardware there. It seems that Daniel Owen tested the demo, that it's already come out. Again, I didn't install it yet. I installed it, for example, Stellar Blade demo, but I didn't even manage to launch it to try it out and see how it feels in terms of with the hardware that I have at this moment. But yeah, it goes about this kind of a not a deep dive, but it goes about with different GPUs, if not mistaken, and tested out what kind of results he can manage using DLSS, not using DLSS, and testing out the performance of the demo itself. Again, this is only the demo; it's not the full game. But yeah, I think it's a good video for you to check out and see and have probably a good idea if the GPU or the hardware that you have is going to be able to handle this game. Um, but yeah, this game will be out in a month or so, if not mistaken. But yeah, uh, yeah, regarding this game, I think that's it for the moment. I'm very curious about this game. The fact that you are not going to be handheld in terms of quest pointers or quest markers, and supposedly there is no map or mini map availability, or everything has to be um, uh, they trust that the player will try to figure out things. I think on the Factual Life preview, they said that they used paper and pen to take notes while they do the gameplay, so they can don't get lost too much. So it's a little bit old school in that sense, which is very interesting. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah, regarding that, it's basically all the news that I got here for the moment. Got some gaming deals. Okay, we got Limbo and Tiny Tina's Wonderland for free on Epic Game Store if you want to claim it. Limbo is an excellent game. Tiny Tina's Wonderland, I don't think so. In terms of Steam, we got Plague Tale, Innocence, and Requiem. They are for sale there by themselves or as a bundle, so you can take advantage of that. We got Atomic Heart. It's now on sale, 67% off in all editions. And you got a demo here. I played the demo and I published the demo that I played. Very interesting game. Seems okay-ish in terms of performance. I don't have any major complaints there. But yeah, I will probably one of these days buy and do a series on this one. Then you got Batman Arkham Collection, 80% off on the trilogy here. So Game of the Year edition in all of them. Yeah, I think it's a pretty decent trilogy. Then you got Cocoon. Again, very interesting game in terms of the puzzle and how they're going about it. The orb stuff, which is each orb represents a world, and then you navigate between worlds. Again, it's very interesting what they do there, and it's 40% off. We got Journey again. I do recommend this game. It's a good experience, and it's 67% off. Then you got also Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which is the puzzle game, also 30% off. It seems pretty good, very quirky on the way they go about the in terms of art style, very interesting. We got Guardians of the Galaxy still on sale, 85% off. The same thing for Midnight Suns, 85%. Stamp of approval and recommendation from my part. I did a gaming series on this one. You can check out the first couple of episodes so you have an idea what this game is about. We got No Man's Sky still on sale, 60% off. Again, 20 plus updates already for free already on the game that it was made. Again, it's basically a completely different game from launch, that's for sure. And the latest one is the relic stuff there for fossil stuff and museums and the such there. We got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, a rare opportunity of getting a From Software game for a discount, 50% off. We got Shardpunk. I played the demo on this one. Very interesting. It doesn't seem very easy to an easy game. It's a very hard game with a lot of survival mechanics, it seems. And at this moment, is 40% off. It's Stray. Again, you play as a cat. Nothing else to say there. And then lastly, we got War Tales. It's kind of Jagged Alliance kind of a game there, but with a medieval setting or fantasy setting there. And it's 50% off. This seems to be a pretty decent game. But yeah, turn-based combat there and squad management and all that jazz there. But yeah, I will wrap up for today with a plug on my Patreon as usual. The extra support from here is at this moment trying to get around to see a better storage solution so I can have backups of stuff that I do for my clients. And of course, some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.